So today we're diving into a topic that's pretty personal for a lot of us: perfectionism. Why it can be such a trap, and more importantly, how to break out of it.
Yeah, and I think it's worth saying up front, perfectionism isn't just about trying to be good at things. It's often tied to deeper beliefs like, I'm only worthy if I'm perfect.
Right? And that belief can show up in subtle ways. Like, let's say someone walks into a meeting thinking, I have to be flawless or I'll be judged. That pressure changes everything about how they show up, how they speak, how they relate.
Exactly. And ironically, that stress to appear perfect often leads to disconnection. People sense the inauthenticity. It's like when someone's too polished. You don't know how to relate to them.
You feel like you're talking to a mask. But what's interesting is that perfectionism can also be internalized. Like, I won't even accept myself until I get everything right.
That's where it gets really tricky. Because now, it's not just about other people's opinions, it's about your own self-worth being conditional.
And the kicker is, you almost never feel like you've arrived. Even if you do something really well, perfectionism moves the goalpost. It's like, okay, I did that, but now I have to do this even better.
Yeah, it becomes a self-reinforcing loop. You chase approval, maybe you get a little of it, but you still feel hollow inside, because it was never about being real. It was about being perfect.
And that's what actually undermines connection. Because people connect through vulnerability, not perfection.
Totally. Like, think about the last time someone opened up to you about something they were struggling with. You probably didn't think less of them. You probably felt closer to them.
I did. It's almost like we breathe easier when someone else admits they're human too. That sigh of, oh, thank God, me too.
So how do we break the cycle? How do we shift from chasing perfection to actually living more fully?
I think a big step is shifting the narrative. Instead of, I must be perfect to be accepted, it becomes, people connect with me because I'm human, imperfect, honest, real.
And then we start asking better questions, like, what skills do I actually need right now? Not what do I need to fake to impress someone.
Yes. And also, would I still value this goal if I never achieved it? If you hate the process, maybe it's not the right thing to be chasing.
I love that. Because sometimes we're chasing an ideal that's totally disconnected from reality. Like thinking a perfect body will bring love, while avoiding learning how to love or be loved.
Exactly. So we invest in biceps and forget how to have a conversation.
And it's easier to obsess over what feels measurable, like appearance or status, than face the vulnerability of connection.
So the real work might be in areas we've avoided, like showing our needs, asking for feedback, admitting we don't know.
And I think there's grief in that too. Letting go of the fantasy that if we just got everything perfect, life would be painless.
That's such a good point, because we do romanticize perfection as if it's a magic shield from rejection or failure or loneliness.
But being alive is messy. Loving people is messy. Trying things is messy. That's where the meaning is.
So maybe the question isn't, how can I be perfect, but how can I be more congruent with who I really am right now?
Yeah, like showing up with the skills we actually have, the flaws we actually carry, and still being willing to engage.
And you know what's wild? That congruence, showing up honestly, is usually what builds trust. That's what makes people say, I feel safe with you.
Exactly. Because when you're not hiding, others don't feel like they have to either.
So what would your life look like if you stopped hiding? If you let people see the real you, warts and all?
That's the question I think we can leave folks with today. If perfection isn't possible, and maybe not even desirable, what imperfections would you choose to keep showing up for?
Because those are probably the ones worth living for.